Bueno, vamos. Well, hello there. Welcome back to this channel, this super unknown channel. This is going to be a very random video because uh, the thing is, I have an Android interview for a international company, so I need to prepare. Okay, I haven't practiced my English in a little while, in a in a big while. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to dive through some interview questions, some popular questions, and I said, um, why not recording it? Okay, so with nothing more interesting to say by my part, uh, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen with you, and you are going to look at the questions that I got somewhere else or from other videos and from web pages. I believe that we're going to ask ChatGPT about each question. I'm going to try to like respond the question first, and after responding the question, I'm going to check on ChatGPT and look if my answer is good or not. Okay, so have a good look. And if you are in the same position as me, preparing for an interview, and you want to like check your knowledge or how are you on a given topic on Android development or development in general, you're most welcome to comment, and we will get in touch, and of course we can work together. We can help each other. Okay. Um, Please do not expect much from my camera. My camera is a webcam from Logitech. It says HD 1080p, but I don't know what that even means. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, share the screen. Okay, this is my feed, my YouTube feed. It is in here because I don't know. I wanted to put something like with colors in it. I want to talk about any aspect or um, any topic that arises. So I wanted to show something with many colors. This is Klaus Nomi. Maybe you know it because he he sang the man who sold the world. That song that everybody knows because of David Bowie, but yeah, there it is. This is Mickey Matsubara. This is some. I tend to hear a lot of to listen to. I tend to listen to a lot of city pop. I don't know why because it's relaxing. It's like chill. Okay, it's easy to listen to. Please don't look to my bedroom because you're gonna have uh, to look at my all my I don't know disorder. Disorder is like medical, no? So all the chaos. Okay, let's use that word. Is a refinite, a fine word. A chaos. Okay, please don't look at my chaos. This is Incubus. I love listen to Incubus. It's a very nice band, an old school band, but a very nice nonetheless. Very cool. So yeah, this is my feed. I wanted to share that this with you. I wanted to make this like streaming, but I can't make a streaming yet from this channel. So I'm recording and uploading. I'm not making edition. I'm not editing anything. I'm just like going straight forward. Like maybe I will cut some parts just to make it more manageable to watch. But I'm going to just work straight forward to upload. Okay. This is built. It's one of my favorite YouTubers. Is a guy that has helped me a lot. Okay, this is the time to respect women hoodie. Um, yeah. So let's get started. Okay, I don't want to make you wait. I don't want to waste your time. Although you are going to see like timestamps on the video to just jump ahead into the questions. But yeah, here are the questions. Okay, there are some questions I've been asking things to ChatGPT. The thing is that I'm able to explain Android concepts and developer concepts in Spanish. Uh, uh, Somehow, I managed to do it properly, but it has been always hard to me to talk in English about Android development because it's not my main thing. Okay, I'm not an Android developer since always. I'm a physicist. I have a bachelor in physics, I have a master in geophysics, and I have a PhD in physics. All of them were in computational physics because I like coding, I love computers. I don't want to go to the lab and get my hands dirty. Although sometimes I found myself wanting to go to the lab, but I think I'm good this way. Okay, I'm okay the way I am. So with no more with no more delay, we are going to check the interview questions. Okay, I have the music. I believe it's a little bit high, but I'm gonna let it like that. So the first question: what are the best practices to avoid memory leaks in Android? Okay, memory leaks are a kind of waste of resources that occurs when the garbage collector in Android is unable to like eliminate the instances of a class. If you instantiate a class and then the garbage collector you stop using it, and then the garbage collector is unable to erase it from the memory, is called a memory leak because the memory is gonna be it's gonna be occupied, okay, by that instance, and the Android system is not going to be able to remove it. So it is very important to properly program an Android application so memory leaks do not occur. Okay. Uh, One way that a memory leak can occur is like when you launch a thread inside an activity, and that thread uh, never finish, and because that thread is not finishing ever, it will cause a memory leak because each thread when you launch inside an activity, it holds like an instance of that activity, and because it holds such instance, the garbage collector is unable to erase that activity from the memory when it's not longer needed. So, for example, if you launch like in a thread, you launch a background service, and that background service is awaiting for some kind of answer, or is trying to like perform some operation, and that operation is not finished because a certain response was never received. The thread will never be dismissed, will never be ended. So the Android activity can never be collected by the garbage collector. So if you want to avoid memory leaks, you must do end threads in a timely manner, like it says on the Android documentation. Another way is not to make static references to activities or or any kind of or any kind of instance of a class because those static references the collector is unable to collect them. Um, and if you do so, you must to be like uh, you must to be like even when the activity is destroyed, okay? But if you saw, you must to take care of that situation on the on destroy method of the activity. When the activity is destroyed, you need to call to need to destroy that instance by hand manually. So let's have a look because this is an important question is and it's a hard one for me. What am I doing? Okay, copy. Where is ChatGPT, my friend? Boom, bam. What are the best practices to avoid memory leaks on Android? Memory leaks in Android can cause poor performance, of course, out of memory crashes because the memory is saturated with instances that are no longer used. Battery drain, of course. So preventing them is a critical part of reading a robust apps, of writing robust apps. Here is a concise list of best practice to avoid memory leaks in Android. Avoid holding references to context improperly. Don't store Android activity context in static fields. This is the one that I was talking about. You never should keep activity or context in a static field. Use application context when a long-lived object needs context in singletons or libraries. So yeah, you can use application context, which will live until the while the application is executing. Okay, this this will take care of. Be careful with anonymous inner classes like threads. Anonymous inner classes hold an implicit reference to their enclosing class, example, activities, or fragments. Use static inner classes with weak reference to other classes. Okay. Weak reference. This is the key. Okay, you need to learn how to use weak reference to the activity, so the activity can be garbage collected with no problem. Cancel background when not needed. Cancel async operations, coroutine, destroy the stuff. That this is totally true. You need to take care of the coroutines, async task, or threads on destroy or on a stop method. Also, use with reference when appropriate. Use with reference for large object components like context, view, or activity if you must hold onto them beyond their life cycle. Clean up listeners, callbacks, and broadcast receivers. This is important. Broadcast receivers. They need to be unregistered because if they are not unregistered, they will be executing forever. The same with listeners and callbacks. Yeah, you need to set the click listener null, for example, in this case. Oh, there are a lot of ways to got into memory leaks in Android. Uh, Watch out for static views or view binding in fragments. Holding a static reference to a view or forgetting to clear binding in fragments leads to leaks. This a binding, la 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 la. Yeah, on destroy, you should always uh, clean these bindings, okay? Clear these bindings because they can lead to a memory leak. Okay. Avoid leaking singletons. Singletons that hold a context, activity, or view will leak the entire component. Only use application context in singletons. In singletons, in Kotlin, for example, are like object classes which have only one instance of the same class that is declared. I'm saying class. I don't know why. Use leak detection tools. This one is one of my weak spots. I don't use leak detection tools. Leak Canary, automatic detection of memory leaks in the book, but builds Android Studio Profiler. I need to know how to use this. Okay, it's something I have to. Don't keep long-lived references to views. If you keep a long-lived reference to a view, for example, from a manager or a callback, it prevents garbage collection. You should never pass like an activity as a reference to an activity as a as a parameter to another class or another function because that class will be held in uh, a reference to that other class and will prevent the garbage collector from erasing it. I'm gonna ask if threads are uh, are a source of memory leaks. Absolutely, absolutely. Threads can be a sneaky source of memory leaks in Android, not handled currently. Here is a breakdown of why memory leaks and how to avoid. Thread, why can cause memory leaks? This is how you start a thread or any background task, including runnable async task, or will keep a strong reference to its enclosing class. Okay, strong reference to its enclosing class, like an activity. Long. So if the thread is if the thread is long running or blocked, still referencing UI elements or not interrupted and stopped when the activity fragment is destroyed, then the activity or fragment can be garbage collected, causing memory leaks. Yeah. Avoid directly using threads for background work. Use lifecycle aware alternatives like coroutine scope, dispatchers, EO. This is coroutines. This is the recommended way of making uh, concurrent tasks. View model scope or lifecycle scope. Okay. Don't reference UI elements inside threads, accessing text views, image views, example, etc. from a background thread hold. A strong reference fix pass only what you need. Avoid capturing the entire activity or view. Interrupt threads when component is destroyed. So if you use raw threads, track and interrupt or stop them on the undestroyed or on the stop method. Use weak reference if you must to capture context. Okay. Okay. If you're using executor, shut it down when not needed. Canary is your friend. Use Canary to catch the leaks during development. It will literally tell you if a thread is preventing an activity from being garbage collect. Would you? Okay, I believe we we overcome this one graciously. Okay. So what's a broadcast receiver? A broadcast receiver is an Android component that is designed to wait until some event occurs and then capture that event and perform an action under that event and perform an action when that event occurs. Okay, let me check. Oh my god. Yeah. A receiver is another component that allows an app to listen and respond to a system-wide or app-specific broadcast message intents. Okay, that was I was missing. I needed to specify the intent. Think of it like a radio antenna. It waits for a specific signal intent, and when it receives one, it runs your custom code. What can a broadcast receiver listen to? Boot completed, system events like boot completed, battery low, network changes, connectivity change, SMS received. This is for example, for when your application ask you to input some SMS code, some code received to an SMS, and the application checks the SMS. Custom app events, your app sending its own broadcast to communicate between components. So you can create an emitter and emit an action, and you can make a broadcast receiver that will be alert when such action is performed. So you need to define a receiver extending from the broadcast receiver, and then you must to override the onReceive method that will be looking for an intent, and you here filter if the intent received is the one that you are expecting. So, for example, if action is intent action boot complete, do something. Register the receiver. You must do register the receiver on the manifest, on the Android manifest, like receiver, Android my receiver, intent filter, and you need to specify which kind of receiver is the broadcast receiver expecting. Okay. Many require dynamic registration now from API 26 plus and upwards. Okay. Dynamic registration, val receiver, my receiver, receiver intent filter, connection, my connection, register receiver, and filter. So the you must to define in code the receivers. Okay. Don't forget to unregister it, of course, if you are going to the pause. Depends on the needs of your application. If we are on the pause of your, so the on pause is the state which the activity is when it's not visible. Okay, when you like minimize or is uh, is obstructed by another screen or another application. And you can send a custom broadcast like intent. You define an intent that like my custom action that you should have defined it here in the manifest, I believe. Always on the register dynamic receivers in the appropriate lifecycle method, like on pass or on destroy, depending on your needs to avoid memory leaks. Don't do long operation on receive. It runs on the main thread. This is very important. If needed, delegate work to a work manager, service, or a core team. Okay, detecting network state change, scheduling action after reboot, responding to SMS or incoming calls, triggering actions. I believe we did like a pretty decent, mm, not the way I wanted to, but it's okay, I guess. Let me check. Are we have like we have 25 minutes. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one. What's the difference between classes, classes? What? How's that pronounced? Files and activities in Android. Okay, a class is a file which is designed to hold Android code written in Kotlin or maybe in Java. Uh, While files are generic files which can contain any kind of, of text, or maybe an XML is a file, is classified as a file of this a resource file. You can have a JSON in a file. You can have anything. Activities are related to the view in Android, to the user interface, and as such, it manages the a life cycle, a proper life cycle designed to to what to control the user interaction with your application. Let's ask to ChatGPT. Right, checklist system, checklist item. It is super important to understand how classes, file, and activity differ in Android. Let's break them down clearly. A file is just a container for code. What? Okay. In Android, Java, Kotlin, each KT or .kt or .java file usually contains a top-level class, but not always. Kotlin allows more flexibility. Okay. Example. So this is a main activity extending from app compat activity. A file is like a physical code file, like a page in a book. A class is a blueprint or definition of behavior and data. Okay, this is a better definition of class. In Android, classes are used for activities, fragment, view models, custom views, utility helpers, etc. Examples: class user. This think of it as a class is the concept of or logic, like the idea of a car or an activity is a concept. This a class is a blueprint or definition of behavior and data. That's the one I like. Activities. An activity is a special type of class. Okay. Represents a single screen in your app. It's a subclass of Android uh, activity, or usually app compat activity. What it does, manages UI, handles user interaction, manages lifecycle events like on create and on pause. Main activity, this is an activity. Think of it as UI screen controller built as a class saved in a file. Each one of them are files, but this one, like this file, stores code, usually one class, but it can store more than one class, or it can store just like a composable, or I don't know. It's anything. A file can be anything. Okay, this one was good also. Let me check it. So I think we are good for now. We are leaving this far is good for me. I hope you enjoyed. I will continue doing this exercise for like an hour more for another hour. I'll be recording two more videos, 30 minutes each. So today I'm going to upload this one right now, and I'm gonna be uploading the rest along this week. I don't know, and please stay tuned because I'm going to be doing these sort of videos, like more frequently, and videos and on on any kind of subject, because I need to practice my English. I need to be able to speak clearly and easily. I noticed that when I received the first call announcing me this interview, I was totally afraid. It was really hard for me to like even say hi. It's like I was like, yeah, hi, I am, yes, bye, same. But it was really fun. But I don't want to lose this job because it's a great opportunity for me, and I want to be like, I want to keep like escalating, like improving, and yeah. Hope you enjoy. See you in the next, buddy. See you in the next. See you in the next, friends. I don't know. How can you be inclusive in this? Okay, bye.